Good day, everyone. You're welcome on Just Event Online TV. I'm Abdulqadir. Is once again our program, Just Politics. Today, I have with me an accomplished journalist, a former commissioner, former minister. He has been a national publicity secretary of two major national political parties in Nigeria. I'm talking about Mallam, Bolaji, Abdullah. I think with that introduction, I've done quite a bit because I cannot say many of the things, many of the people that have been directly or indirectly affected or affected by his actions and inactions while in office. I think I was very much privy to that. But today, we are not domesticating the matter of our discourse to Kwara politics. He is currently the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC, African Democratic Congress, what he normally terms the only genuine opposition party in Nigeria. I think that's what he normally says. So today we'll be talking about Nigerian political terrain. And maybe if time permits us, we would find a way to domesticate it because as the popular saying goes, politics is a local matter. So whatever happens in Kwara State, whatever happens in Bartin affects what happens in Abuja with the policymakers. So you're welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you very much. And I must commend you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you very much, sir.
I see some of your work, and I think you are doing quite well.
We really do appreciate it. I think that the kudos should go to the management of Just Event Online, but I think we should start the conversation here. I want to say a big thank you to somebody like you because you might not know, like in the introduction, I said your actions and inaction affected people. It affected me, a product of public primary, public secondary, public university, and I think you became commissioner for education in 2007, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 2007.
So then I know what we were facing in our schools. I know what you
were you a student then?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I was in secondary school then.
Ah, okay.
And quite frankly, if I mention my school, I think I will be disparaging some people that worked there at the time. But the fear of Bolaji made a lot of teachers stay in class. And, when they come to class, one way or the other, they must make contributions. They must impact knowledge, even though we had lapses. But one thing was certain. No teacher leaves the school without any good reason. So I think I want to start our conversation from that point. They were teachers then. They were teachers then. You were the minister. They know that it's overlooking. I mean, you were the commissioner.
Yes.
They know who was overlooking their shoulders. But today in Nigeria, your party, I don't want to be too rigid, but your party has always complained of unfair treatment. I think if I may go, I think just yesterday there was a judgment that reversed the registration verdict that was given by an high court. It has been reversed now, and your party is in good stance. But as you will see it, you have alleged the APC of being behind the ruckus that is going on in your party. But the APC have always said no, it is not our fault. The party's national chairman was on a sister station saying that, well, if they say we are the problem, then why did Obi leave their party? Did we chase Obi out? Did we take Obi into our party? But you have maintained that APC does not want an opposition, and you have maintained that you are the only genuine opposition. So how are you navigating the murky water of the Nigerian politics as we currently have it?
Well, thank you very much. Politics everywhere is maybe murky, as you say, because it has to do with a lot of contestations, fight for power, disparate ambition, contesting interests, contesting ambition. So political parties exist mainly to aggregate these various interests and these various ambitions. But what you find over the years, and which is where the African Democratic Congress stands today. We are convinced in bringing the coalition together that Nigeria politics must serve a purpose. And Nigeria is in the kind of mess that we are in today as a country because of the kind of politics we have played over the years. And that's why it appears that the entire political class is discredited. Because it's all about ambition, interests, ambition, interests. So the African Democratic Congress is built on the foundation of this realization that if we are going to solve the problem that politics has created in Nigeria, it's also by playing a different kind of politics. That is the foundational principle of the African Democratic Congress. And that's why I'm confident to say, as a matter of fact, not only that the African Democratic Congress is the only genuine opposition political party, but as a matter of fact, the only political party in reality in this country today. Because the African Democratic Congress is built on a foundational vision. And what is the foundational vision of the ADC is that the black man anywhere in the world cannot continue to be the fetchers of wood and the hewers of wood and the fetchers of water. And that Nigeria, as the greatest black nation on earth, carries the destiny of the black man in his hands. So the fortune of the black man can only improve if Nigeria as a country improves. So the African Democratic Congress is taking it upon itself to provide the leadership that will put Nigeria in the right place to provide leadership to the entire black race. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm getting it. I'm following.
And this is the philosophy. Are we there yet? No. But in aspirational terms, that is the kind of political party we want to be. And that is why we say the ADC is not just a platform. APC is a platform. I was part of that. It was a special purpose vehicle created to enable the late President Buhari to become president. That purpose has been served. And I remember when President Bola Tinubu, when I was still in the party, President Bola Tinubu, he wasn't president at the time, he came to the party and he said, look, we had to hold this party together because Muhammadu Buhari should not be the only horse that will benefit from this stable. That's the way he puts it, right? And it turned out it has come to pass. He is the second horse that will benefit from the stable that the APC is.
Are you effectively saying that the election and then all those things that happened between 2013, 2014, 2015 was only geared towards the realization of the Buhari presidency in 2015?
Of course, no, the APC coalition was cobbled together to make Buhari president. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was cobbled together to make Buhari president. And President Bola Tinubu at the time wanted to be the running mate to Buhari. That was when the idea of Muslim started. But for some reasons, President Buhari was convinced that it was not the right way to go, and that's why they had to go and bring Professor Yemi Osinbajo to be his running mate. So the entire APC package was put together for the realization of, and that's why when they were approaching Bola Tinubu in Lagos, they were saying that, look, Buhari already has this 11, 12 million votes. What we just did was yours. And when we add everything together, the Buhari will win. And that was the calculation, and he won. But there were some of us who were in the system at the time who believed in the message of change. That was the change mantra that was brought. We believed in it, right? Unfortunately, 12 years down the line, you ask yourself, has anything changed? The answer is no. And that's why we say that the ADC provides an opportunity to recalibrate and start all over again. And if you listen to all that we have been saying, it's been consistent in this direction. But to address specifically the issue of the legal challenges that we have faced, if you listen to President Bola Tinubu 3 days ago when he met with some Christian leaders, what did he say? He said all is fair in war, and that he will wrestle the opposition to the ground. He will fight to finish. A president under whose leadership the nation is facing the kind of existential challenge that we face. There are some parts of Kwara State now you cannot go. Nigerians are being murdered on a daily basis. Bandits are kidnapping right, left, and center. So one will expect that a president of a country like Nigeria will be subdued by the enormity of killing, the insecurity that is going on. And instead of saying things like, I will wrestle them to finish, I will say, wrestle the terrorists, wrestle the kidnappers. But not to deviate. When he was saying that all is fair in battle. So he's saying that including undermining the opposition. I remember him saying, oh, do they expect me to solve their problems for them? But if you listen to his, this scandal-prone one, what's his name again? The one that is prone to scandal. His chief of staff, the chief Bolaji Amila. Yes, Bolaji Amila. When he was talking to the honorable from Kogi State, what did he say? He said, don't leave the party, stay there, continue to scatter them. Continue to scatter them. That's one. Two, and they said they are not responsible. Two, Justice Peter Lifu, a judge of the Federal High Court, why has it suddenly become such a disgrace to the judiciary? And I'm not just saying what I'm not just the one saying this. The Court of Appeal said it. The Court of Appeal said he had demonstrated judicial impertinence, judicial insubordination. Because when the higher court says, stay proceeding, what do as a lower court? You stay proceeding.
Because the higher court normally has a hedge.
The hierarchy exists for a reason. So when the higher court says stay proceeding, you stay proceeding. If you don't stay proceeding, you're acting in contempt of the court. So that's why we say Justice Peter Lifu was behaving like a criminal, because it's only a criminal that disobeys the court.
Talking about a justice of the Federal High Court.
But why was he disobeying the law? Why is a judge disobeying the law? That's the question you should be asking us. Why? Why was he so? Is it that he doesn't know the law? Is it that he doesn't know that when the Court of Appeal says don't proceed, he must not proceed? It's the second time he will be doing that. He did it for the first time. The Court of Appeal said, no, you can't do it. Secondly, you recall the issue of status quo antebellum.
Yes,
the one that INEC chairman, what's his name? Professor Joash Amokwito, used to deregister David Mark and Raouf and myself and others. 3 justices of the Court of Appeal said we should revert to status quo antebellum. It was on basis of that, even though the intendment was not that it should strike out David Mark's name. But we went to the Supreme Court. Are you following me? We went to the Supreme Court. And the justices of the Supreme Court unanimously said that the Court of Appeal was wrong. It had no power to address the issue of status quo antebellum. Having said that the court lacks jurisdiction, then you now said they should revert to status quo antebellum. So are you saying that unanimously the justices of the Court of Appeal don't know the law? So why were they unanimously wrong? So I don't want us to belabor this issue. There's nobody that's left in doubt in this country today that the ruling party is behind all the shenanigans that has happened to African Democratic Congress. But we are delighted, we're happy that we've proved to them that we are equal to this task, because it's in spite of all the legal hurdles, it's in spite of all the obstacles that we have grown a formidable opposition party in Nigeria. If we have not achieved anything else so far, what we have achieved is that Nigeria did not sink into a one-party state.
All right, sir. Like what I would say is, to be fair, I think as a journalist, we have to check the other side, the first side, the second side. There's a second side to every story. But the national chairman of the APC said, if they were behind the Rokos in the in the ADC, then why did Peter Obi, one of the arrowheads of the coalition, left, and then you have Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso leaving too?
That is not the issue. We're talking about the legal obstacles. Did Peter take us to court? Did Rabiu take us to court?
Would Peter Obi not have been a very good addition to you?
No, that's it. You're asking me a different question now. Because you were saying that the chairman of the APC said as evidence that they are not behind the challenges that ADC has had. He was pointing to the exit of Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso, right? And I said, how does that make sense? Because the issue we are complaining about, the issue we are talking about are the legal hurdles, not the politics of ADC. Do you understand what I'm saying? What he ought to be saying is to say, no, we are not manipulating the courts. We are not the one manipulating the law to create obstacles for the ADC. And don't forget, the president himself said, Akpabio, I will have sent you there to the to go and scatter them more. You forgot that?
Yes.
So they are not hiding it. They are not hiding it. The issue of Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso leaving the coalition is a different thing altogether, right? So we cannot. No, they don't cancel each other out.
Okay, sir. You are currently a member of the NWC of the ADC.
Yes.
And I think you are the mouthpiece of the party, recognized by the law. But some people, one of the issues we heard was that the ADC had an arrangement. I think I heard of that of the Kwara state chairman had an agreement with the state chairman that they will remain. There was going to be there was some kind of percentage arrangement in politics, but after the party was given to the David Mark-led National Working Committee, they released on the arrangement and everything. What about that?
Where did you hear this?
I think I heard of that of Kwara State. The chairman
said that.
The former, I think he's now regarded as former, but he has refused to be the former chairman. He was on radio.
He said that on radio. He doesn't know what he's talking about because he was not part of anything. He's just sitting here in the L'Oreal. He was not part of anything. He's not in a position to say what happened. Yeah, he doesn't know. Is it not Prince Akadi you are talking about?
Yes.
He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything.
Was there any arrangement?
There's no such thing. That's what I'm saying. There's no such thing. There was no such thing. But I remember, after we joined the African Democratic Congress, and the state chairmen were worried what will happen to them, they will send them away, they will take their position from them. The national chairman invited all of them to Abuja.
You mean
David Mark?
Okay.
Yes, invited all of them to Abuja. And he assured them that you will serve out your terms. You will serve out your tenure. Nobody's going to remove you. You will serve out your tenure. Despite pressure from some quarters, dissolve them. The NWC had the power to dissolve them according to the ADC constitution. But the chairman said, look, I give them my word. I'm not going to do that. Their term expired 19th of May. Akadi had been the chairman of ADC since 1999, 20 years ago or so. So what is difficult for them to accept is that ADC is no longer that party. That someone will be chairman.
National party.
No. It's now a different party. It's no longer that party that few people will just be doing. Then when the election comes, the governor will say, okay, which are those small parties that we can bring together and give them something. Do you understand what I'm saying? The ADC is no longer that kind of party, and it's difficult for them to accept. But with due respect, regardless of what we think about individuals, people like Chief Ralph Nwosu will continue to earn the respect of everybody. Do you know why? Because he believed that the ADC should be a mainstream political party. And he did everything. He was willing to give up everything. He never asked for anything. And that's why today we call him Chairman Emeritus. And he wears that badge proudly. That something he started like a small party today is a mainstream political party. To him, he tells me all the time, this is my satisfaction. But there are people around the country who didn't think so, who thought it's just their, So there was no such arrangement about 60-30 or anything. No, there was no such thing.
But what about the issue of Nephew Bala? I like in politics, there should be something we call ADR, alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Why are you?
Believe me, the party has explored everything to resolve this issue with Nephew Bala. The party has done everything. I'll give you one example. Before His Excellency Rabiu Kwankwaso left the coalition, when he joined newly, he was of the view that there's no problem that politics has created that politics cannot solve. So we can talk to this guy, like you said. Then he called Nephew. Nephew said, Rankele, I'm coming. After 1 hour, Nephew, I'm waiting for you. Yeah, Your Excellency, I'm sorry, I'll be with you in 1 hour. He waited for Nephew until 2 a.m. Nephew refused to show up. People went to meet his parents. Nephew ran away. Because the young man had been hijacked by people who saw in him a tool to be used to destabilize the African Democratic Congress. Someone who was just... Today he has properties all over the place. Challenging the ADC had become a lucrative business to many people. So you can only talk to someone who has genuine grievance. Like Yoruba will say, you cannot wake someone that is pretending to sleep. You can only wake someone that is genuinely sleeping. So it's difficult to persuade such people to see reason and be part of the effort we are making to build a formidable political party that is capable of challenging for power in Nigeria, because he has found a lucrative venture. I mean, did he have any grievance ab initio? I'm not in a position to say that. But like you rightly noted, if you have any grievance, that's why, like I said earlier, a political party exists. You say, these are my grievances. I'm not happy about this. Then, even when you go to court, the court will say, have you exhausted all mechanisms within your party to resolve this? The next thing you do is not to go to court. But since when have they started this? They thought, in a matter of weeks, they would collapse the ADC. They cannot collapse the ADC. Because the ADC today is a party of God.
Sir, you said something when you were responding to my first question, that APC was coupled together for the realization of the Buhari presidency.
Yes.
But the ADC have been accused of the same thing.
Oh.
That the ADC was coupled together for the realization of an Atiku presidency.
No.
And there are rumors, there are essays it's because Peter Obi knew Atiku was going to win the primary election after all. That's why he decided to leave the party. How true is that? Because now Atiku is the candidate of the ADC.
There's something called self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy, which is that, you are going to fail an exam. You told yourself that somebody predicted you are going to fail this exam. Then, because someone has predicted you are going to fail the exam, you refuse to read anyway. You refuse to study anyway, since someone has predicted that you will fail the exam. So it was a prophecy that you yourself made
Work
possible.
to fulfill.
Wait to fulfill. That's why it's called self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So if you want to be president in a political party, but you didn't want to contest for primaries, you just wanted it to be handed to you. How?
As in Peter Obi,
Peter
Obi and Mallam Rabi Musa Kwankwaso wanted the ticket.
I'm not even talking about Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. That's a different thing entirely. I'm talking about Peter Obi, right? Because it was Peter Obi that wants to be president, not Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. Yes. So ADC is not that kind of party that will hand ticket to anybody like that. So the party they ended up going, NDC, that's the kind of party that is suitable for a Peter Obi. And if you look at all his political trajectory, had he gone anywhere to contest the primaries? No. He goes to a party that they will hand him the ticket as he arrives, right? And that's why he went to the NDC. Good for him. They have a supreme leader, Ayatollah of NDC, that's in a position to say, I give you the ticket, right? But ADC is not that kind of party. Nobody could give anybody a ticket. Nobody. And that's why we're the only political party that actually did primaries, that sent electoral officers to all the 36 states of the Federation. And over 2 days, Nigeria was watching as we broadcast live, results coming from across the country. It was an INEC level exercise that we conducted. Did any other party do that? You're a young man. In the history of politics in Nigeria, have you heard that any other political party has done that? That it conducted a nationwide primaries election. When they were putting the Electoral Act, they thought we would not be able to do it. But we are proud that we did it. So if Atiku has been in this game for a very long time, he's bound to have more structures across the country. Bolaji, I supported Hayatuddin. And Kwara State is the only state that Hayatuddin won. So if the party was cobbled together for Atiku, so why didn't he win everywhere? Why didn't he win in some states that Amechi won? Why is Amechi challenging the results in some states? So you see, when people run out of things to say, they say, "Oh, we've been hearing all this about the party was cobbled together." But that's not true. Nobody in the ADC today will agree with you. Nobody in ADC today will agree with you that this ADC is about Atiku Abubakar. No, not at all. But if he has the structure to win the election, I just told you that what my own preference was. If he had the structure to win the election and he won, then you now say, "Oh, we told you it was..." No. That's fraudulent argument.
All right, sir. Now, I think we've done enough politics. Now, let's talk about policies and governance. You've made some assertions for what people should expect from an ADC government. For example, you talked about subsidy. You said you're not going to make it as loose and radiating as the current administration has made it. And then you talk about, everybody sees insecurity as it is today. An average Nigerian is afraid of his life everywhere. Almost every state is not safe. I think almost every. I think before the 2015, where we only had it confined to the northeastern states. But now you have northwest, north central, so even southwest, everywhere. But Nigerians want workable answers, relatable answers. What does APC hope to do?
ADC,
let's start with ADC. Yes. Let's start with fuel subsidy. The economic reforms that has been undertaken by the current administration. Yes. Are you going to reverse everything? Because I think one of the problems that we have in Nigeria is that this government came in and started reversing everything the Buhari government did.
It's not about reversing. Some of the things you have to revisit rather than reverse. Some you have to reverse. Because what is bad is bad. What is wrong is wrong. 3 years down the line, removal of subsidy. You see, there is one purpose for government. I'm a journalist, but I attend the best school of development studies in the world. I studied governance. And I know that there is only one purpose for government: to make life better for the people. Nothing else. How do you improve the life of the people? Everything you do must be targeted towards answering that one question. How do you make life better for the people? Anything else is an aberration. So when President Bolaji came on May 29, 2023, I said, subsidy is gone. Whimsically. It's not even part of his inaugural address.
Allegedly.
No. You're a journalist. You can... an inaugural address is published. Why don't you Google it?
Yes, we have seen that.
It's not alleged. It's not alleged.
We have seen everyone, even some people that are close to the president, said he never mentioned it to anybody, and it was not contained in the inaugural speech.
Yeah, but did he say it? Did he say... hang on. Did he say it or not?
Yes, he said it.
Was it in his inaugural address?
The one that were given to the people and the one that was published, it's not
so what's the allegation you are talking about? It's not allegation, it's a matter of fact. And facts are sacred. That's journalism 101.
Yes.
Yeah, facts are sacred. It's not in his inaugural address. And he didn't say it when he was campaigning. Did he ever say it? I will remove subsidy if you vote for me. Did he ever say that?
He said we're going to bring it down.
Now, the president said subsidy is gone. If you look at it from where the president was standing in 2023, subsidy payment had become an albatross on the neck of Nigeria. It was draining the resources. But it wasn't the subsidy itself that was draining the resources. It's the mismanagement of the subsidy that was draining the resources. Because of the arbitrage involved that it encouraged. Someone will buy subsidized fuel in Nigeria, smuggle it across the border, right, and go and sell it in Togo, in Cotonou, and all that, in Niger, and make good money. People are importing fuel, importing nothing, and claiming subsidy payments. It is the abuse of subsidy. And that's why under President Jonathan in 2012, 2013, you had what they call the subsidy cabal. So the people who are doing this business, government knows them. So because of government's inability to stop the corruption, the arbitrage that goes with subsidy payments, government just said, kakuku yo. As if cutting your head is a medicine for headache. But the African Democratic Congress is saying, giving subsidy to everybody the way Nigeria was giving subsidy to everybody was wrong. Removing subsidy for everybody the way Bolaji has removed subsidy for everybody is equally wrong.
So how do you hope to do it better?
Nigerians deserve subsidy payments. Nigerians deserve to be supported. But subsidy must be given to those who need subsidy. Nigeria does not even have a credible social register. Countries that pay subsidy have credible social register. In Malaysia, when you buy up to 250 litre, if you don't buy up to 250 litre of fuel in a month, you buy at subsidized rate. But the moment you buy above 250 litre, you buy at commercial rate. That's to protect people who just buy for everyday work. You want to buy your tiny generator because you are a barber. You want to for public transportation, bus, Okada, and all that. So someone who drives an SUV that guzzles fuel cannot be buying fuel at the same price as someone that drives keke napep. The man who drives SUV is a big man. He's a rich man. He can afford it. But the man who drives keke napep is vulnerable. He's weak. He needs to be supported. If I'm buying fuel at 1,400 naira, and someone who drives Okada is also buying fuel at 1,400 naira.
That is equality, not equity.
That is wrong. That is wrong. And that's what ADC is saying. That's why we say we will come back to the issue of subsidy. We're not going to say, oh, we'll return subsidy, because we'll also have to agree that the payment of subsidy, the way it was done, was problematic and was fraught with corruption. But how do we pass the benefits to the people? How do we protect the people without bringing back the corruption associated with subsidy? That's the thinking that this Bola Ahmed Tinubu government has not done, because they don't think, they just announce.
But the current president has improved the national minimum wage. I've given peculiar allowances. I've given state governors all the allocations have doubled. Some even are claiming triple. We have the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum saying that all the inflation that is there, the money they got has even neutralized the inflations that he now has.
Seriously?
He now has more resources. The national chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum. That's the governor of the state. Yes.
Our governor said that?
The projects are now going faster in the states than it used to be during his first time.
Okay, let me ask you. Wait. Let's hold it there. Pause. Bam. Project is growing in the state. How does that improve your capacity to pay your children's school fees?
But he has
last week, the president announced that they will be paying soldiers 100,000 naira minimum wage. They used to pay them 35. They said they're now included 100,000. 100,000 naira. This man has a wife, has 2 children, right? At least 2 children, right? He will pay school fees, he will pay food, he will pay accommodation, he will pay. 100,000 today behaves like 10,000 naira because what President Bola Tinubu has done. Alone, removal of subsidy, maybe it won't be as devastating as it has been if it has been properly thought out. The valuation of the currency, maybe it will not be as devastating as it has been if it was properly thought out. But removing subsidy, devaluing naira, at the same time, is what has created the catastrophic consequences that we have seen.
Are you promising Nigeria that when you get in, you look at it and there will be a rejig of this reform? Because what every policymakers have been saying is that you cannot remove subsidy and devalue your currency at the same time. We know that the deed has been done already, but what does ADC hope to do differently?
ADC said 3 things. 3 things we will do. 1, we will do whatever it takes to reduce the cost of living.
Even if it means removing subsidy?
What does that mean? Reduce the cost of living. What does that mean? What are those things that the people pay money for? Food, fuel. They said 20 years after, or how many years since 1999 or so, that we've launched universal basic education. Today, if you don't have money, your child will not go to school. So ADC is saying we're going to reduce the cost of living, and we have clear ideas on how we're going to do this. And that's how we'll make energy affordable to the people. Right? That is 1. 2, insecurity. ADC has a framework for tackling insecurity, and it is very clear. 1, the ADC solution to insecurity is based on 4 pillars. 1, community-level intelligence gathering. All these marauders, all these terrorists and kidnappers, they live in a community. You have to have people in the community that can obtain intelligence. Look, to hold 50 children in a bush for even a week is a logistics nightmare. Because they will have to go to town to buy food somewhere. If someone is buying, a stranger just comes around and buy 20 cartons of Indomie or 50 cartons of Indomie, where 5 bags of Gary, and we don't know this person. Do you understand what I'm saying? It should raise an alarm somewhere. There should be an alarm somewhere. So everything you see starts with the failure of intelligence. And when I say intelligence gathering, it's not just DSS and all that. We're talking of ordinary citizens being positioned in a way that they can volunteer information, right? Community level intelligence gathering. That's number 1. Number 2 is what we call state level deterrence. When intelligence comes, what do you use it for? To prevent things from happening. Not that it happens, then the president starts to issue statement, we condemn. President condemning instead of dealing with the situation. He has become condemner in chief, right? So we say that instead of condemning, you have to set up a structure at the state level that is capable of preventing, utilizing intelligence at the grassroots, at the community level, to ensure it does not happen. But if in spite of everything, it does happen, then we talk of federal level apprehension. The federal level, the security system at the federal level should be able to deal with it when it happens. Are you following the pyramid? Then we talk about regional level cooperation. Because this thing escalated the moment our relationship with our neighboring countries broke down.
Yes, yes.
So we have to rebuild that. That's why people talk about concentric circle, Nigerian foreign policy as a concentric circle. Our immediate sphere of interest is our immediate neighbors. Our neighborhood, right? Our neighborhood. So you take care of your neighborhood. If this house, God forbid, is on fire, and I have a fire hose, and I don't bring it out to help him, what am I doing?
You're inviting the fire.
I'm inviting the fire to my house. So when I bring out the fire to help him, I'm not just helping him, I'm helping myself.
Yes.
You understand? So relationship with your neighbor is very important. Now, why is Cameroon not having this problem? Why is Chad not having this problem? Right? So these are the questions. So this is the framework that ADC intend to use. And the last one is job creation. And everything about education is tied to job creation. ADC will rejig the entire education system to ensure that it's connected right to the heart of our job creation. Today, about 2 years ago, a friend of mine had his daughter graduated from the law school, and he told me that 6,100 lawyers were turned out. 6,100 this year alone. Maybe next year is 6,000. That's one as well, another 6,000. What would they do? Where are the jobs? So we keep turning out graduates every single year without anybody asking, what will they do? What jobs are available for them? You are here doing this. The young man helping you doing this camera thing, he didn't go to university, did he? Even if he goes, no, what I'm saying is that you don't need university degree
to do this
job.
Yes.
And most of the jobs in Nigeria don't require university degree. The jobs are where? Media, like you are doing. Entertainment, fashion, construction, agriculture. Those are the 5 greatest job creators in Nigeria. If you talk ICT, and sports. So if you talk to anybody in ICT today, big people in ICT, they'll tell you that the biggest challenge they have is shortage of manpower. So you have people you have jobs looking for people, and you have people looking for jobs. But the kind of
misfit.
Yeah, misfit. The people you produce are not suitable for the kind of jobs that are available. This is the question we're asking ourselves. So when the government was asked them what they have achieved, and the government say, oh, we gave Nell Ford, we say, shut up. Shut up. They say they've expanded access, more people are now going to university. Well done. More people are now going to university. At the end of 4 years, then what? Then what?
Is Nell Ford not a noble idea?
It is, you see, when you say it's a noble idea, in terms of payment to young people, it will be a celebrated idea. In terms of helping them to go to university, expanding access, it's a great idea. But what is the purpose of higher education? That's where the problem starts. Answer me. What is the purpose of higher education? Why do people go to higher education?
To learn more,
and get exposed, and do what with it?
Then after they come out, get employed.
Pause there.
After they come out,
get
employed.
Do you know any parent that will say, oh, my child has gone to university, oh, he's exposed, but he's sitting at home. Well, but I'm glad that my child is exposed. They say, let us be clear. Higher education is tied to the heart of the economy to produce middle to high level manpower for the development of the economy. That is the purpose of higher education. And that's why any country you go, If you want to know the nature of their economy, look at their higher education system. The kind of people post-secondary, right? The architecture of their higher education system, post-secondary. Look at how they structure their higher education, the kind of courses they offer, the way they teach. Then to give you a clear idea of the nature of the economy of that place. Some years ago, the American policymakers heard that China was producing more engineers than the United States. And they panicked. China producing more engineers than America? No. Then they sent people to go and study. When they went there, they found out that the people that are called engineers in China are actually technicians. But those are the people that the economy of China needed at the time. The point I'm saying is that you are helping children to go to university. Thank you. But when they finish the university, then what? Then what? That is the question that every parent wants you to answer. Because accumulating degrees, accumulating certification or certificates without expanding job opportunities is like accumulating frustration. So the ADC is saying, no, we are going to redesign the entire higher education system in a way that will be connected to the heart of the Nigerian economy, and it will create jobs. Higher education will not be for the sake of it. It will not just be for the sake of it. So, and that requires rethinking the whole thing. We are still doing higher education the way we have always done it since 1960. Even with this situation facing us in the 70s or even early 80s up to 1990 something, when I left university, there's no question that when you go to university, all you need to do is to get university degree or go get a polytechnic, HND or OND, you get a job. As a matter of fact, when I was in secondary school, I know so many people who are working with their secondary school certificate, right? But that's a different country, not Nigeria that we know today.
But I think these accumulated encumbrances, we cannot put the blame on the current president alone.
Why do you people always think in terms of blame? I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just explaining the situation. But if they make the wrong move, we should say that this thing you are doing is wrong.
But the current administration has really helped in the area of technical education.
How?
There have been fundings for them, training for teachers.
Sorry, I forgot your name again. I'll just call you Just Event.
Abdulqadir.
Abdulqadir, yes, Abdulqadir. Let's be serious. We're not talking about you training, asking people to make soap or candles. Do you know how much money this country has? Do you know what this country can do? If they don't know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what Nigeria can do.
Okay, sir.
You know, in the UK now, Google what I'm about to tell you. When you live here, you can fact check me. If you need a plumber, you'll probably wait for 6 months to get a plumber in the UK. Builders, which you call bricklayers, you probably wait longer to get it. Electrician, you probably wait for a year. No plumbers. No electricians. No builders. And it's almost like that in the entire Europe. What Nigeria needs to do is to develop a certification level for these occupations in a way that it can be recognized anywhere in the world. And say anybody that wants to be a plumber or an electrician, government will pay for you to get the highest possible qualification in being an electrician or a builder, and I will export these children to Europe. Nigeria will protect them. We'll have a program to... Last year, do you know how much Nigeria made from people who live abroad who send money home? 24 billion US dollars. You know how much Nigeria made from crude oil? 33 billion US dollars. What's the difference? It means that Nigerians abroad, by themselves, just sending money to Kazim, Yayabo, Yamufu back home, 24 billion US dollar remittances. Nigeria is sitting on a gold mine. Our people are the biggest resources that we have. But population without skill is nothing. It's just burden. So these things are possible. So when you are telling me they are running technical education, what is that?
But sir,
this is 2026.
Yeah, sir, but my fear is that during the 2015 election, the campaigns and everything, a lot of things were said. But have you sat down at the level of ADC to make this into policy, or is it just your idea?
Okay, I'll tell you something. It's a pity I didn't know I'm going to have this conversation with you. I would have brought it something for you. When Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Alhaji Muhammad Hayatuddin, and His Excellency Rotimi Amechi appeared before the interview panel for their nominations, they were made to sign a book and depose an affidavit in court that they will abide by the governance principles and framework of the African Democratic Congress. We are the first and the only party that has done that. Because we are all, like I said, we're all coming from a background. We all had experiences like 2015, 2014, 2015, when we from change, Dole, Nigeria say Buhari, Nigeria say Baba. And we wrote the covenant for Nigeria, with Nigerians, covenant with Nigerians. I was part of that, you know. But when President Buhari won the election, the first thing that was disowned was the covenant. They say some overzealous party members. So some of us, so your fears are genuine. But we are doing everything to ring-fence some of these ideas to ensure that whoever is elected on the platform of ADC is committed. And that's why if you listen to our national chairman, he says this all the time, that ADC will not leave it to the discretion of whoever is elected on our platform to decide what to do with power. He said it repeatedly. So that is the kind of political party we are trying to build. And it has happened before in this country when party is capable of disciplining its members. You know, in the Second Republic, at least we know of the UPN. If you voted for UPN, you know the least you will get was free education. Whether it's in Bendel or whether it's in Bendel or in Ondo or in Ogun or in Oyo State, you know, at least you get free education. Because why? They are a UPN state, and UPN promised free education. So it is the decline of our political party, reducing the political parties to mere platform for contesting election, that has led to this kind of crisis that we found ourselves. So we are trying to rebuild that culture of instituting a political party that is capable of disciplining its members and imposing its authority on its members. And that's why we are doing what we are doing.
Okay, so we are rounding up now, but I want to ask you this. Are you sure that your party will be on the ballot in 2027?
Oh, of course, yeah. If we had that fears maybe some weeks ago, we no longer have that fears now. I never had fears personally. I was convinced that we're going to be on the ballot. We're going to be on the ballot, no doubt about it.
Okay, number two, a lot of parties that have been uploading their candidates. Have you been given any access code to do that?
Of course now. Since I checked this morning, they're almost 60% completed.
60?
They're almost 60% completed. Because it's tedious work. You know how many House of Assembly members are in this country. So I will still have 10 days. So the dashboard that was sent to me, I get daily report every day. We still have 10 days. So they are doing well.
What some people are saying, the Nefi Bala Gombe,
oh, come on. That what?
That they have access to.
How? INEC has issued it. INEC will not issue access codes to two access codes to the same party now.
The same party.
Yeah, so why are you asking me this? And INEC itself has come out to say they did not issue it. So why are you asking?
Do you have trust in this current INEC and the electoral act that will govern the electoral process of Nigeria in 2027?
In relation to what? The election?
Yes.
Trust. INEC. Abdulqadir, you are very funny. How will you trust INEC? You can't trust INEC.
How do you have to check?
We trusted INEC in 2023. We know what happened. Nobody, they came out, they said there was technical glitch. We don't trust INEC. This doesn't work on trust because INEC is still paid by the federal government, right? And I'm glad Professor Joash Amokito said it last week that the funding of INEC should be part of the statutory allocation. Just like when federal government gets its allocation every month, state government get their allocation, local government, INEC should also get its statutory allocation. That is, so if you want INEC to be truly independent. INEC still rely on the federal government to release funding for the 2026 activities, 27 activities. Up to now, from what I know, to the best of my knowledge, they've not given them any funding. And there's still so much procurement that they will have to do. So if you are not careful, that itself is problematic. So, and that's why we said it may not even be deliberate sabotage or deliberate connivance with the federal government. It may just be that INEC was not given the right funding, to do what they need to do.
How do you hope as a political party? You have big wigs in your party, people that have been in politics since the 80s and the 90s. There have been big wigs, they are big names. How do you hope to checkmate all these things so that if by any chance you win, it will not be returned or it will not be cornered?
Let me tell you something. Let me assure you, we are ready for everything. We know the people we are dealing with. We are ready for every single scenario.
Now, let's do local politics.
Okay.
You chose your
I thought you said you were around it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We'll do that just as little as we can do. You chose your gubernatorial candidate from the same local government as the current.
No. They chose their governorship candidate from the same local government that we did. We chose our governor from Baruti. Don't forget, their own was an afterthought. That's why I say they chose from where we chose. The APC, I'm sure you live in this state, you know that the first announcement was that they are giving it to someone from Kwara Central. You are aware, right?
Yes.
They said they are giving
I wouldn't call that the APC thinking, because I would call that the government thinking. He said his preferred successor.
So who picked the one that is there now?
He has come out to say that it was through a free and fair primaries.
I know you are not just playing the devil's advocate. So,
sir, as a journalist, he said facts are sacrosanct.
Yes. But what we know, okay, as a politician, I'll tell you what I know as a politician. Continue to do your journalist. Me, I'll continue to do my politician.
Okay, sir.
What I know is that Governor Abdullah said he was backing my younger brother, Ambassador Abdul Fattah Siriki, right? Then we said no. For us in ADC, we believe that our governor must come from Kwara North. The Kwara North people are saying they've not been governors since 1992, and in this republic they have not. It would be wrong for someone from Ilorin, as a matter of fact, from Ilorin West,
to succeed someone from
Ilorin West. That would be wrong. That would be unjust. That would be unfair. And I'm a Muslim. Every Friday I go to the mosque. They say the Allah Ya'muru Adli. Well, it's that way. That's what they teach us every Friday. It would be wrong. So we say, okay, let's we will zone our governorship, and that's why I did not contest. That's why you think I didn't want to be governor.
Do you still have the ambition to be the governor of the state?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's only Almighty Allah knows tomorrow. Today,
if the opportunity presents itself, will you throw your hat in the ring?
If the opportunity presents itself, there is no reason I will run away from serving the people of this state. I've done it before, and I will be happy to do it again, because I know that I have good intentions, and I know I will be a good governor. Because my priority in everything I've done in my life is never about myself, So, but that's a matter for another day. The point is that today we, ADC, we chose our governor from Kwara North because we believe that it is the right thing to do. It is a just thing to do. It is an ethical thing to do. Even among thieves, there is honor. Right? So, Zachary Mohammed. Then, perhaps they didn't know, or perhaps they saw what we did. Then they said they are also bringing their governor from Kwara North. All well and good. Now, Kwara North, the ball is in their court. They have two of their children from the same local government, Baruti, to choose from. And we believe we have given them the better of the Baruti children.
No. Giving them the better?
Oh, of course. Zachary Mohammed has been commissioner in this state for how many years? He was commissioner in this state. He was SA Special Assistant, SA Sports, SA Energy or something.
Then I think he was commissioner for energy.
He was commissioner for energy, he was commissioner for sports, right? Then he was a member of the House of Representatives.
Representing Kayama Baruti.
Yeah. in terms of pedigree, in terms of education, in terms of exposure.
Don't forget that the last election he ran in Kwara State, he was beating blue-black in 2019.
Yeah. Was I not beating blue-black in the last election? Was all of us, were we not beating blue-black? Every single one of us that contested in the last election from where the party were we not beating blue-black in 2019? That was when Otoge happened. So everybody, all of us were beating blue-black, including our governor.
Change the narrative now.
Which one?
The narrative. How do you hope to tell the...
But 8 years after, everybody has seen that Otoge has failed. The promise of Otoge has failed. Right? That's one thing. Another thing is that we were in PDP. So, and we were the rejected people in PDP, where the people roundly rejected in 2019 with the Otoge thing. In 2023, all of us again lost, from governor to House of Assembly. Are you saying that all of us were, So what we are saying that this is a different ballgame. This is African Democratic Congress. And we are giving the people of Kwara State the best possible candidate, not only in Kwara North, in the entire state. Because the candidate in PDP, that one, so we're not worried about them.
You're not worried about PDP?
No, we're not worried about PDP.
There seems to be the most popular opposition party in the state today.
Popular how? The crowd that followed them to collect money.
You mean PDP is living on money in Kwara State?
You see, what's his name? My brother, Engineer Kalekau. Fantastic human being. Fantastic human being. If you are looking for a good man, go to him. Right? But as an administrator, a governor of a state, this one who had never even been a councillor in a local government.
Governor Isiaq was never anything before the government.
But 8 years after, look.
Are you saying he failed too?
I'm saying that he could have done a lot better. The same question I've been answering for 3 days now. That I believe Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak could have been done a lot better than he has done if he had public sector experience.
In your own judgment, on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, I don't do scales. I don't do scales. But I'm telling you, the point I'm making is that, because it's not scientific, it would be wrong to say, no, I don't do scales. But what I know is that if Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak is a good man too. I believe that if he had public sector experience, he would have done a lot better than he has done.
Thank you very much, sir. We really do appreciate that you give us out of your very tight schedule. We hope that some other time you will oblige us this rare opportunity. That was Mallam Bolaji Abdullahi. He was an SA in Kwara State. He was a commissioner. Now, after then, a minister, and then the National Publicity Secretary of the APC. Now is the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC. He has been bringing us up the speed about what is happening in Nigeria and in ADC and even in APC in his own view. We really appreciate you once again, sir. I remember myself, Abdulqadir, once again. Do have a lovely day. See you next week.